What's up everybody, once again my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play Ocarina of Time 3D. In the last episode we got ourselves a fairy, met up with the Deku Tree, and found out that he wants to test our courage by going inside him. So, let's not waste any time and start the trials. Alright, so here we are inside the Deku Tree. This is pretty much the first temple of the game. It's more tutorial than anything. It's very simple, very easy, but we are going to pick up quite a few important things in here. So, right off the bat on this first floor, we got some Deku Babas I want to take out and get ourselves a new item, the Deku Nut. So let's equip that real quick. This will allow us to actually stun enemies, and we will probably use it a little bit in the boss fight at the end of this temple. Yeah, the very first... Oh, by the way, Navi interrupts you a lot in this temple and tells you the most basic of information. So, what she was trying to tell us is that this vine back here is climbable, and I gotta give this game some slack. It did come out in the early 90s, it was the first 3D Zelda game, so it did a lot of new things, and I get that, you know, it's sort of hard to teach gamers something new, and Navi was probably Nintendo's best idea at it. So, although she can be kind of annoying in this first temple, I understand why she exists. But now that it's 2012, a lot of the things that she's going to tell us is sort of basic gamer knowledge, so it's really not anything important at all, and I'll probably just ignore her most of the time. Anyways though, we got our first chest already, right over here, and inside it we're going to get the first of the basic temple items, which is the dungeon map. So it's not going to be that useful to us, being that this dungeon's only 3 floors and a basement, I think, and most of the rooms in this temple are just like one-off rooms. So like in here there's maybe like 2 rooms that you go through, and that's about it. And this is possibly my favorite thing ever written in the history of mankind. I'm just gonna read it out for you. You can open a door by standing in front of it and pressing A. That's how simplistic they got with Navi. Like, honestly, I feel really bad for the guy who had to sit there and write that. Like, how stupid did you think we are? Anyways, ow, forgive me, master, if I give you a tip, will you let me go? When you jump off a high cliff, if you hold forward, you'll roll onto the ground, and when you land, you won't get hurt from the fall. I can't guarantee it'll work if the cliff is really high. Well, try it if you're feeling bold. Yeah. And oh, that's a lovely little glitch that happens in the 3DS version of the game. Every time sort of a scripted event, whether it be a chest appearing or a door opening, Link will sometimes spin around, and it happens more often than not, actually. It's kind of ridiculous, but it is amusing. So anyways, we got our second chest of the temple, and it's already the temple item, the fairy Slingshot, which is actually going to be very useful to us. Not only is it going to be the weakness of the boss, but it's actually an all-around useful item. So let's equip that to X real quick. Oh crap, dropped my stylus. I'm surprised I haven't lost any styluses yet while doing 3DS LPs. Anyways though, let's shoot down this ladder, that way we can actually make an exit out of this area. But more importantly, if we go off to the right, head up this vine, there's actually another chest that we can get, and although it's not anything important, I figured I'd show it off for completion's sake. There is a nice little recovery heart for you there. Should you have gotten hurt somehow, I mean, the only way you could have gotten hurt is if you tried to climb up those vines near the very first chest that we opened up. And yes, there were enemies on those vines, but now that we have the fairy Slingshot, we can actually do something about it. So let's go back over there, take out our Slingshot, and let's take these guys out. These are called Skulltulas, I believe. They're kind of just a basic form of enemy, but there's 3 of them here. You don't really need to take all of them out, but hey, you know what? I like the Slingshot, so I'm going to use it. And none of you guys dropped the item that I was looking for. There's another item that's going to be new to us that I was trying to pick up there, but oh well. Hopefully we'll encounter it a little bit later on. It's the ammo that we actually use for the slingshots. They're called Deku Seeds. Right now we can only hold 30 of them, but that'll change a little bit later on. We can actually get upgrades to that. So for now there's really not much we can do, but we are on the 3rd floor, so let's check out this room. And oh, the door locked behind us. So right off the bat there's a chest right in front of you, but before we get that, I want to enter this little alcove off to the left. There's actually going to be something. Oh crap, I can normally jump past that guy. But alright, I see how it is, game. Gonna make me look like a fool? I'll deal with that. Let's try this again. This time, with 100% less fail, Link. Come on, you and I can do this together. Let's jump around him. There you go. Now, thankfully, in this chest, there is another recovery heart, so we can recover all their health. But that's not really what's important. What's important is this guy on the wall right here. This is a gold Skulltula. Now, we'll learn more about them and why they're important a little bit later on in the game, but for now, keep in mind there's 100 of them. 4 of them exist in this temple, and I will be getting all of them as we go through here. And those guys are big Skulltulas. As you saw, just one jump attack will take them out. If you attack their weak spot, which is sort of their backside. Their face is sort of armored, so you can't really attack them there. Anyways, now that that is out of the way, let's head over and grab this chest, which is going to be the second basic temple item, which of course is the compass. So there you go, we pretty much got everything that we need to in this temple already. And you know what? I'm actually going to use a Deku Nut on this. You did not get stunned. For whatever reason, that just did not work on you. I tried it twice. Huh. You were immune to my stunning of my Deku Nuts. I don't appreciate that. Oh, and you know what? We actually need a Deku Stick. Besides, I think actually being more powerful than your sword, the Deku Stick can be used to light torches. I'm not entirely sure if it's more powerful in this game. I know in the N64 game it was, though. Which was just kind of funny. I mean, that's saying a lot about your sword if a freaking stick of wood is more powerful than it. Anyways, though, we've pretty much done everything on the 3rd floor, 2nd floor, and 1st floor of this dungeon, so let's head back down, and we can take the express route, which will actually lead us directly to the basement. Alright, so the remaining 2 Skulltulas are going to be down here. Let's just whip out our Slingshot real quick, and bam, get these guys. They take 2 hits, obviously. And there's the 2nd one, or 3rd one, rather. So let's go ahead and grab those real quick. And then we'll move on to the rest of this temple. And believe it or not, we are almost done. Like I said, this is a very short, very basic temple. They get a lot more convoluted later on. Especially the later on ones. They did make a few changes to one of the later on temples in particular, make it a little bit more linear or easier, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on when we actually get to that temple. So for now, let's step on this button. And that's going to light this torch, burning down those spider webs, giving us access to this chest, but also teaching us through the gameplay that spider webs burn. And that's actually going to be quite useful to us right now. So let's light this torch, use our newfound knowledge of burning spider webs, come over here and burn down the webs blocking this door. And hopefully not burning down the rest of the tree, because that would be bad. Alright, so let's go in here now, and looks like we got another Deku Scrub. Alright, come here, buddy. Yeah, that's right. Shoot your nuts at me. Please forgive me, Master. I'll never do it again if you spare me. I'll teach you something cool. You will never beat my brothers up ahead unless you punish them in the proper order. The order is 231. 23 is number 1. Do you think I'm a traitor? Kind of. But it is helpful information, so I appreciate it. Now, that number never ever changes, so if you already know it, you could probably skip this room. I've never tried it, though. More importantly, though, there's an eye switch up there. Hit that with your slingshot to get through the door. You'll see that a lot throughout later temples, and in later temples, the eye switches will be different eye switches. You have to use a different item to sort of get through them. Anyways, Navi is now telling us that if we swim in water, we can press A to dive. And instead of sarcastically ignoring her, what do you say we actually take her advice for once and do just that? Because there's actually a switch down here that I want to go ahead and hit with my face, which will lower the water, of course, and allow us to get past this giant spiky bar. Of course, we need to ride this platform to do that. You can't actually get on this by swimming up to it and sort of grabbing it. I've tried it before. It doesn't work. Of course, that's kind of obvious, because then that would sort of negate the whole point of having that puzzle to begin with. And alright, we got another giant Skulltula here, or big Skulltula, actually. But now that he's out of the way, let's move this block. And oh, right. I forgot. Navi needs to tell us that we can move the block first, and then we can move the block. Now, there is something that is kind of annoying. They did sort of make it a little bit better in the 3D version of the game. However, this block. Now, you can grab it, but you can also climb on it. Now, climb and grab are both mapped to the A button, so yeah, you can see that can be a little bit problematic. Like, attack, open, grab, climb, they're all mapped to the A button. Now, that's actually kind of problematic because, well, when you have to do something like either grabbing or climbing on an object like a block, sometimes the game will just confuse it, and when you want to climb it, you'll end up grabbing it, and when you want to grab it, you'll end up climbing it. So it's kind of a major problem. Well, I mean, it's a minor problem. You can get past it. It doesn't really stop you from enjoying the game, but it definitely is annoying. So anyways, yeah, you just light those 2 torches to get through this room, and hey, check it out, that's what I wanted to find. Deku Seeds! Those are the items for a slingshot, or the ammo for a slingshot, like I said. We can hold 30 of them right now. I already said that, so I'm not going to explain it any further. Right here, though, I actually want to look up on the ceiling and check it out. There's like these weird egg-looking things. This is just going to help you out and save you a little bit of time. If you take these out now, they won't like sort of hatch little creatures, and you won't have to deal with them. Now, real quick, in this room, there's actually an area over here we can go to. We can burn down this web, but we can't do anything about that rock until a little bit later. So for now, we'll ignore that, and we have to burn down this other web, actually. So let's do that. That's the only thing we can do. We will have to come back here a little bit later to sort of grab what's behind that rock, but for now, let's go through this little hole, and this is actually going to sort of loop us all the way back down to the basement floor. However, if you look, we are actually going to be on this upper area where we couldn't get to before, and there's a block up here. So of course we can push this down, which will give us access to this area now at any moment in time. Now we are very, very close to the boss of this temple already. There's only a few more things that we need to do, one of which being fall through this hole right here. So now unfortunately we can't just, you know, grab the fire from these torches. No, that's just way too easy for us. We need to come back down here, grab this torch, and hopefully if I can do this fast enough, run back over and just do a down swing, and bam, burn the web from underneath us and fall straight down into the lake below. Now this is where that Deku Scrub's information is actually going to come in handy, so let's take his advice and go 2, 3. Come on, shoot your nuts on my face, man. 2, 3, and oh, darn it, we just missed that one. Alright, come on, hurry up. Come on. And there we go, 1. Sweet. Alright, come over here. Hey. How did you know our secret? How irritating. I'm so annoyed that I'm going to reveal the secret of Queen Goma to you, because that's totally the logical thing to do. In order to administer the coup de grace to Queen Goma, strike with your sword when she is stunned. Oh, Queenie. Sorry about that. That was probably the most ludicrous thinking ever, but alright. And of course Link spins around again. Like I said, it's gonna happen a lot. But here is the very first boss. Well, the room of the very first boss. We're not actually starting the boss yet. We have to come in here first, and you can hear her already, but once you look at the ceiling, there she is. The very first boss. Parasitic Armored Arachnid Goma. Now, real quick, I should have equipped my items beforehand. I actually want to put my Deku Nuts on Y for now. I want quick access to some. That way, I can just run up to her and... Oh, crap, it didn't save. What the heck? No. Alright, let's put that on Y. There we go. Thank you. But let's stun her, and then we can start doing some damage to her. Now, there's a few different ways you can do it. You can do that first way by just going up to her, stunning her with the Deku Nut. But the better way to do it is actually take out your slingshot, wait till she goes on the ceiling, and when her eyeball turns red like so, shoot her in the eye. This actually stuns her for a longer period of time, I believe, and gives you more chances to attack her. So, if I do it fast enough, yeah, there we go. We can take her out in a total of like 2 turns. That is what I'm talking about. Like I said, first boss, piece of cake. Anyways, though, in front of us is a heart container. This will increase our life energy by 1. So now we have 4 hearts instead of 3, which is awesome. So that is going to do it for this episode. In the next one, we will jump into the slate, and there's going to be a little bit of cutscene. So I will see you guys then. Once again, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.